Here we are once again, our take. We're going to continue this very hot topic, talking about college athletics. And Jace, you left off the last segment. Go on into that, delve a little bit further.
Well, I was just sharing my experience as a college athlete, because I remember there were a lot of times, and you referenced this earlier, where maybe we didn't eat as well because we didn't have a job.
Yeah.
The only thing we were allowed to do was make a certain amount of money with a work-study program. So my idea is that if we're going to hold these athletes to a different standard, right, let's provide a system where the athlete can advocate for himself. If the athletes stand up for themselves and they say, hey, if you're participating in college athletics and you're given an allotment for meal money or a meal plan, and you can't have a job that the other student can have, why aren't we allotting more money for these kids? Or at least open, because there are some schools that can't afford it, at least opening the door to say, you know what, this kid's not going out and buying a brand new car with this money, but if he wants to get extra food at the cafeteria, he can do that. Or if he wants to use this money for an off-campus apartment, that they can do that. You know, that I think that would help the student athlete a great deal.
But let me ask the question: how does a student athlete go up against a big giant called the university and the NCAA, who has got all these rules down to make sure that you're not allowed to do that?
We'll strip you of your wins. We'll kick you out the tournament. Like,
I think what I would love to see is that college athletes would take a boycott. Not only basketball, not only football, tennis, swimming, all of the college athletes band together and boycott. Because these companies, because there's a lot of corporate money that goes into the TV revenue, right? The actual sponsors, the actual sneaker companies. Nike is tied right into Oregon. I mean, when you think about that, if they were to shut down and say, you know what, I don't care what the coach say, we're not playing.
Here's the problem with that. I get that. But the problem with that is that, unfortunately, this is the only meal ticket to where I want to be. If I want to play in the NBA, if I want to play in the NFL, I know I got to go to college. How do I go to college? Well, I'm just saying.
NFL.
NFL.
You want to go to the NFL.
But NBA, I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
go overseas. But for the most part, this is the culture that exists right now. I got to go to college. So now, if you think about it historically, nobody back in the 70s, 80s, they weren't one and done guys. You know what I mean? They weren't one and done guys. Guys were actually going to college, graduating, except for
Darryl Dawkins and Moses.
Okay, there were a few. Right. But guys were actually going to college, staying in college, graduating, going to the NBA. That's what the process was. Now, because everything is so revenue driven, guess what? Okay, you want me to come to your college? I'll come to your college. I'm going to come mellow. I'm going to come there for 1 year. I'm not going to go to class. You want a chip? I'll get you a chip. Just make sure you put me on TV. Make sure I get what I got to get in order for me to make my millions. So it works hand in hand. So
it really does.
The argument, but wait.
Because you're talking about, see, there's not many mellows every year.
You're right.
Okay?
You're right.
So there's a difference that you can't use mellow as a standard.
There are mellows in the sense of there are one and dones.
One and dones.
Right. So we'll look at it, we'll look at the first round this year when the draft is done, and we're going to be able to, on 3 hands, count the one and dones in the first round. Normally that wouldn't happen. But because you know that there's a meal ticket waiting for you, you know that there's an opportunity, whether you even are the greatest player or a good player or not, if you have potential, developmental guy, we talked about the kid from Gonzaga, is he really a lottery pick? If we teeter, but he's big, he's 7 foot, he played in the national championship. He's gonna get drafted. So guess what? They took advantage of that kid. Gonzaga made a lot of money off that kid. So you think if I was a dad, yeah, you're gonna go to the NBA. We'll worry about that degree later.
Well, I think the player who's not going to the NBA has a lot to lose, because their version of the NBA is getting a free ride to school.
There you go.
For me, that was the most important thing, is going to school for 4 years for free, and the doors and the avenues that opens up, and what you get out of that, because that puts you in a different echelon, getting out and starting life after college. And I think the NCAA is trying to, play on that and say, not everybody's gonna get drafted. They have that whole campaign.
That one and done players, what we could say, 13, maybe 15 players.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt, because what I look at is the kid Dedmon, who plays for the Spurs, who went 4 years, who went to the D League,
right.
who went overseas, and now he's about to get a contract out of the Spurs, and he worked hard. See, my thing is, you can take the long route also. It's not so much about the one and dones. The system is set up that you have to be exploited first. And that's where that's where the problem lies, because
Right.
you shouldn't have to be
Well,
exploited.
let's be clear.
first.
There's no incentive to stay longer than 1 year. You understand what I'm saying? The system doesn't allot for an incentive. What do I need to be here
Well,
for 1 more year?
if you
To
don't have
develop
the
my
talent,
game? But I
that's a
got
blue
I got
chip
somebody
player.
over here that's telling me, yo, you a top 5 pick. You gonna tell me, well, hey, if you need to develop your game, who you listen to, the coach? Or are you saying, hey, I gotta feed my family. We live in the projects. We're poor, but I'm a great basketball player. There's so many dynamics.
But can we
that go
stop
in.
saying that? Not all college
No, I'm
athletes
just saying.
are coming from
I'm
the
just-
bottoms.
I'm just looking from that
it's just, no,
aspect.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? From that standpoint.
But that perception
Yeah, even if
is
you
always
want to do it.
is
Right.
thrown out there that every college athlete is coming from a
agree.
poor background,
I agree.
and it's not true.
Okay,
I
agree.
remember a couple years ago, maybe might have been last year. Somebody was interviewing Coach Cal, and they asked him why isn't he trying to build his program, and he said because I'm building millionaires.
Period.
NCAA did not
listen,
like that.
I can't knock him for that.
But you know what? The guy wins using that system. You know, I mean, he's
got the best recruiting class.
He
Yeah.
gets the best recruiting class every year, and he knows that hey, I need the best recruiters.
The
And then
kids
the
know.
following year, I better get one of the,
The next
top
5.
recruiting classes.
Wait,
and then they're still just as competitive.
He gets another 5.
Gets
He brings in another
switches-
5.
switches another
Right.
5.
But here's the thing: the kids know
He
it.
got to start 5 every year.
Yo,
The
did you
kids
peep
know
that?
it.
Like, let's look at that Kentucky team: Cantor, Booker, Towns, Carl,
The brothers,
yeah, Stein,
the Harrison brothers.
Like,
They're all gone.
but
Oh,
that one Kentucky team, I don't even remember Devin Booker or Cantor. Well,
He
Cantor
came off the
couldn't-
bench. He only
Cantor
averaged
couldn't
8
play.
points a game. Cantor was ineligible to play because
Yeah, because
of the
they said he
issues.
was a pro, but they let him
because of
still go to
issues.
school.
Right.
But still, like, the players he brings in, and then the things he does, like, yo, go ahead. And so I think he's one coach.
But that's only
Of course,
one
he
school we
exploits
talk
them.
about.
He exploits them.
Right,
Well,
but
there's
that's
other
one
schools.
schools
You can
that.
even see like, I think Coach K has changed his.
Yeah, he said it a couple years ago.
Yes,
to
he-
be able
he's
to compete.
allowed.
Adjusted to
He's
what other
adjusted to
coaches
it.
were doing
Because he
you
was
don't
never
recruit.
happy about
Yeah,
that.
he wasn't.
didn't like his
He
players.
wasn't.
Right,
But-
but he has to recruit the best guy.
But kids going to Arizona isn't going there to actually be a one and done. There's programs that you're not going there to be one and done. It's Simmons went to LSU based upon his godfather, but wherever school he was going to, he was going to be one and done.
Yeah.
Some of the kids has a talent to say, and they know if it wasn't for this system, I'm going pro.
I'm going pro. I'm out of here.
Half these kids that they know their talent would actually say, I'm skipping college. I'm going
Absolutely.
And
straight
it's
pro.
the crazy
Absolutely.
thing.
I
You know
agree
they
with
only have to pass one market period.
They don't even have to do that, really. They really don't.
Well, I think
When
that's
you
what-
really think about it.
I think Ben
To stay
Simmons said
eligible or
that
something like
that one market period to stay eligible, like right
To-
before
to-
school
but-
started, and he said it was a wrap.
It's
after that.
right before the semester ends. That's the market period that they have to be eligible for. But let's be honest, some of the classes which these guys take,
TV 101.
is not. They're going to be eligible. So that's what it comes down to. They also know I'm out the door. The moment the season's over, I'm done. I'm not going to class.
Absolutely.
Another great segment, y'all. I really, really like this. We got one more segment left, y'all. We're going to talk about it. But once again, our take. Thank you for joining us. Peace.